Hey guys, welcome to my channel, JP Guns. Today we are going to be replacing a trigger assembly. I'm going to show you everything that goes into completely removing this and tearing down every single part off this assembly, off this Winchester 1300. This is applicable to the Winchester 1200, 1300, 1400, and the SXP with slight variations in each one of them. But for the most part, Winchester kept the same trigger group. So stay tuned, and we're getting started right now. Okay, everybody, it's your main homie JP Guns out here spreading the word of God to everybody with my old pals in my Christian group. What I wanted to say is this is a how-to video, and it is so dry. It is so boring. These are not my favorite videos to put together, but I know the information is useful and can help someone out there. So if something's not interesting to you or it doesn't apply, fast forward, move along, and get to where you need to be in this video if it helps you out. God bless you, and we'll see you around. You need a few punch pins of different sizes and a flathead screwdriver, smaller in diameter. And that's basically it. To get started, you'll drive out this single pin. Drive the pin out like we talked about. This is what that looks like. Once the pin's been removed, you literally take your finger on the trigger assembly, the trigger guard, and you lift up. You lift up and out. And it has been completely removed. We will set this part to the side now. Now, on the left side, you will see a flathead screw. This is the only time you'll need a screwdriver. Twist it out. It's not a very big screw. This bar lifts straight up. On the opposite side, you'll have another bar. You push it straight through. See how I did that? I pushed it straight through. When you pull this, this latch system will be able to break free. See how that did that? The latch has been broken free. You have this spring, and it comes out. This also pulls off. Okay. This is the tricky part. Doesn't require a lot. Personally, you can pull this straight out, but you have to clear this section right here. You see that angle or that cut? That's what's going to keep that. So depress this. Take your screwdriver. Pop that straight out. Once you get it worked out, tilt it up because there is a spring underneath this release. All I'm doing is I'm pulling this out without putting a lot of strain. You just saw my sear flying off. If I'd have been paying attention, I would have disengaged this hammer. That's what I should have done. That's how that would have looked sitting in there in that orientation. You can see there's a spring and it rests on the back of the trigger. Winchester 1300 has two and or three different style sears or triggers. They differ. This hammer right there connects to this sear like that. It needs to freely rotate on the inside. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This needs to freely rotate. Imagine it sitting in that trigger like this. This has to pivot up and down. We'll do it from this side. Pivot up and down so this bottom portion of this sear engages that trigger. What you'll want to do is you'll want to take the safety while depressing the hammer and release it slow. This pin right here, you may need to put on a block, but I've worked with mine a lot, so I can get mine out. And you pull this out. Notice the hammer and the hammer spring. You see this flat edge on this? Take note of that. There's a flat edge. With this hammer spring pulled out, you see it's in that orientation, like so. This safety comes straight out, like so. I want to point out two things about this trigger. You see this hammer spring? You see how this side on the other side is lower than this one. This one rests actually on the trigger frame on this side. The other side, there is a recess. This will go in and under, and when we get this fully disassembled, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Only thing left is the trigger. Once again, this is a one-way pin. If you're looking at it on the right, if you're looking at normal orientation, you will take it and it has to come out this way. You will take your push pin and you can put this on a block and you will push this out. It'll only come out one way. If you do it the other way, you will warp that trigger frame. Some of these are ridged and some of them are just larger on one end, like this one. Okay, your trigger will just come directly out. This frame completely lifts out, and then here's the hammer stop. It just rests in between this, the front two pieces. This is really difficult to show because of how the light, but can you see this depression right here? Right there is an indentation, and that the other side of this hammer spring, which we will pull off now, and you see, if I'll just imagine it sitting in that cradle, this side actually loops in and goes under that, and that rests on top of this trigger. Like I said, orientation being this way, the trigger, like if you were to pull the trigger this way, you can see this triangle pyramid shape right here. That spring is resting on top. You can see this triangle pyramid shape. This spring is resting on top of this and applying downward pressure. And when you push it, it rides over, and that's how you get that click, okay? Your trigger itself will be resting on this. This is the disassembly portion. Okay, for reassembly, you'll need this. Mine's torqued out because I accidentally torqued it over the very first time that I removed it. So you'll take this hammer stop, then it lines up like so. You can go ahead and punch that trigger in. Trigger pin, remember it's flared. What in the world is that? Piece of cotton. Remember, it's flared on one end. See how that end's larger than this end? Remember that. It only goes in on one side. You'll drop your trigger in. You'll line it up. Okay. You'll probably need to take a hammer and punch yours in. Now, safety button. Notice the orientation. See how it's got that little triangle thing on the inside of that? Put it in but you lift that trigger up, okay? I've locked it in by holding that trigger down. This isn't going to roll out on you when you're trying to fool with it. You need to make sure that the safety is disengaged. You want that red showing. You want this to be open. We'll set that down for a minute because we got to put this hammer spring pin back together. So if you notice on the inside of this, can you see that flat side? You do, don't you? Each one of these bushings has a corresponding flat side. You starting to get the idea? Flat. Okay, we're in. Note the hammer spring assembly. This left end is going to be lower than this right end. Keep that in mind. You really just slide this in over these two bushings and you lock it in like so, okay? This is going to be your problem. This will be the most difficult one. You're going to set this in, and I may have to do this off camera, but this is the premise. You're going to roll that spring. I don't know if you can see that, but it's going up under that, because it has to click this. This is what your safety clicks on, that spring right there. You can see it barely right there. You're rolling this in, okay? You're also taking this flat spot, this flat piece of metal, I don't know the name of it, some kind of pivot pin, and you're going to push this in. You're lining this up with this open-ended side, and it's going to go straight through. And you'll just have to find it. Okay, there we go. So now that hammer spring's locked. Action open. There. So now it clicked in. So that's how we know that that spring is where it needs to be, because this safety pin, and now you have to decompress the hammer or it'll fire on you, or it'll send that hammer spring going. We've locked it back in. Next thing I would say, let's get this carrier. Note this piece right here, this swinging piece. You want this in this up position. This is the bottom half. It literally slides on over just like this. And it comes down. You also have this spring right here. While working this down, I like to rotate this out. And you take some dexterity, guys. Take some dexterity. You push that down. And you push that carrier down. Now, you see this other side of the bar, the one with the peg on it? You're going to push it straight through. It may take some wiggling, but it'll go. Okay? It's not always seated, because it's lined up on this bar right here. Now we're seated. To complete this out, you know, to take your sear with your trigger spring. It literally drops in. Like I said, you see that little groove right there? This is where the back of this pin is going to go. You're going to nestle it in like so. See how I've lined those two holes up? I've also got it sitting right there. There's also, and I want to make sure you guys see this, because if you don't, this is for nothing. There is a slot right here on the other side of where this pin, this trigger pin goes through. You can see how it's void right there. This spring is going to set in with the hooked end facing left. It's going to set in like so into that void. But you see how I'm lining this up and keeping it kind of mostly flat? You have this slide release. you have this pin. Now, without not trying to lose my place in my spring, this pin is going to go in that hole. I would recommend rotating it sideways until you get it mostly started. You see how that hook is facing up like that. Now it's a matter of working this down and just really working this until it connects to that. I may need to take this off camera to do that. I didn't need to take it off camera to do it. All right, so I pushed it directly in. See how that slot in that pin right here, see how it's been opened? That's so that can catch. So now we're lining this up and we're taking our screw and we're finished. Let's engage the sear. Make sure it connects. Okay, let's get it on. We're on safe. Let's take it off safe. It engaged the hammer. Hope that helps someone out in the process. Want to throw a plug in for God. If you don't know who your Savior Jesus Christ is, please reach out to me and I'd be more than thrilled to tell you what He's done for me, what He can do for you. Glory be to God in all that I do. I hope each and every one of you have a blessed week. And until next time,